In William Shakespeare's play, As You Like It, Jacques says an unforgettable line. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. In other words, everyone has a role to play. And we see the same idea in this week's Parsha, Parsha Nitzavim. Now, the Talmud explains that every generation has a different quality of leader. But Samuel in his generation is just like Yiftach in his generation. Samuel was a great prophet, and Yiftach one of the lesser prophets. But in his generation, he was just like Samuel. Although Yiftach was one of the lesser prophets, when he was around, when he was leading the Jewish people, he was just like Samuel in his generation. What does that mean? Now, the Mei Shilach explains that God has an intended role for each and every one of us, for each and every leader. Some have a greater role to play, some have a lesser role to play. Yet, as long as one has fulfilled their role, it's that crucial point, whether they're fulfilling their God's intended role. That is the determination of a successful leader. Yiftach fulfilled his destiny, just as Samuel fulfilled his destiny. And then finally, this week's Parsha, in the beginning of Nitzavim, Bnei Yisrael recommitting to their covenant with God. And this is what the Parsha reads. You are standing today, all of you, before Hashem your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, all the important people, all the men of Israel, your small children, your woman, and the proselyte was in the midst of your camp. From the hewer of your wood to the drawer of your water. All different types of people. All of Bnei Yisrael, from the most important people to the least important people. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone has an opportunity to stand before God and recommit to that covenant. Recommit to their relationship with God. Now the Mei Shilach explains, based on this pasuk, and based on the teaching from the Gemara that I mentioned before, that in essence in Bnei Yisrael we have all different types of people. The Jewish people, we have people who are more connected, less connected, more dedicated, less dedicated. Some people, all they have is they're just hewing the wood. They simply have a certain level of awe or fear of God. A very, very simple one at that. And some people, all they have is a little bit of love of God, love of Yiddishkeit. One might think, well, what is that? What's that be important to God? Does God really care? The answer is yes. Because every single person, every single member of Israel has a role to play. Just like Yiftach had his role. Samuel had his role. And that's what Jacques understands in As You Like It. That everyone in this world might have many hats, many roles. But we have a role. We have a role. And that role is to be a manifestation of the divine in this world. To be a manifestation of godliness and goodness in this world. And on Rosh Hashanah, in just a few days, God is going to decide what exactly that role is going to be for us in this coming year. We should all pray that God should give us a good role, a role that we can achieve, a role that we can aspire to, and a role that we can connect to in this coming year. Shabbat Shalom.